Hello and welcome to this demo video. I'll be showcasing the features of Moonsinger's Spellbook. But before that, let's take a look at what inspired the Spellbook. Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D for short, is a popular tabletop role-playing game where the Dungeon Master sets the scene and narrates the story, while players take on roles of adventurers and shape the narrative together. It's a collaborative storytelling experience that's inspired mainstream hits like Critical Role, which in turn led to the animated series Vox Machina, and games like Baldur's Gate 3. In Dungeons & Dragons, randomness plays a key role through the use of dice. These range from a 4-sided die, or a D4 for short, to a D6, which is the regular playing dice that people are familiar with, all the way up to the iconic 20-sided die, or D20. While most games use physical dice, there are virtual rollers as well, especially for online games that are done via Discord or whatever have you. Moonsinger Spellbook is my take on such a tool. Now let me show you how it can be used, featuring one of my own old characters. Meet Corwin Makarakshas, a dashing rogue with a heart of gold, wandering from town to town in search of adventure and treasure. He's a rogue class character with a grand total of 15 hit points. Wait, why did you mention my hit points? I'm talking to you. Don't ignore me. And so we find Corwin on one of his many journeys, walking an untrodden path through the woods. Suddenly, he hears a rustle in the brush. Corwin freezes, eyes narrowing, trying to spot the source of the sound with his keen senses. Now here's where the randomness of D&D comes in. Instead of just telling the player what Corwin sees or hears, like in a book, the Dungeon Master would call for a perception check. The player rolls a 20-sided die, or a D20, and the result determines whether Corwin notices anything or just squints at a squirrel. Now let's see how this role can be done with Moonsinger's Spellbook. Great! Corwin's roll is high enough to notice something's off. If the roll had been low, he'd be none the wiser. The number needed to succeed is secretly decided by the Dungeon Master before the roll is made. Corwin's sharp eyes catch a pair of pointy ears poking out from the nearby bush. Without hesitation, he draws his daggers, preparing for combat. Realizing the jig is up, the hidden goblin bursts from the bush, bow in hand, and unleashes a terrifying snarl that sends a chill down Corwin's spine. For brevity's sake, we are skipping some standard D&D combat steps, and the goblin gets the first attack. Now let's see how an attack roll works with Moonsinger's Spellbook. First, an attack roll is made, which is done with a D20 dice, and depending on the result, we roll damage. The goblin's attack roll is high enough to get past Corwin's defenses. If it were too low, the arrow would miss. Either Corwin dodges or blocks it with his blades. Since it hits, we roll for damage. Alright, a total of 6 damage. The goblin draws an arrow and shoots Corwin right in his leg, bringing his hit points from 15 to 9. Oh, that's why you mentioned my hit. And now Corwin attacks the goblin in retaliation. Okay, sure. Corwin rolls a natural 1. Also known as a critical failure. A critical failure means an automatic miss, so damage roll isn't even required. Corwin readies one dagger and throws it, and it lands on the ground right in front of the goblin, doing absolutely nothing. Now it's the goblin's turn again, and he readies another arrow. And hits Corwin in his other leg. Bringing his hit points from 9 to 2. Corwin is barely standing now and facing death. It's his turn again. Let's hope he manages to hit this time. Let's see here. Just gonna delete this and skip it to 20. Yeah, okay. A natural 20, which means this is a critical roll, which means the dice values are doubled for this attack. Ooh, Corwin manages to do a sum total of 11 damage, the 4 from the dice roll being doubled due to the crit roll and 3 added from his damage modifier. Now facing death and on his last leg, quite literally, Corwin grips his last dagger and performs a majestic feat of athletic mastery, spinning in the air, twisting his body, defying the laws of gravity for a brief instant, and throws his dagger. Let's see. Rotate this. Why did I script this? The goblin falls with an agonizing scream and lies motionless, having been defeated by our dashing rogue. Good work, Corwin. That concludes this demo of Moonsinger's Spellbook. Right now it offers virtual dice rolls, simple, clean and local to your device. But I've got bigger plans. In the future, you'll be able to create or join games and see each other's dice rolls in real time, turning it into a truly shared and collaborative experience. But that's in the future. If you'd like to follow the journey, check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching, and may your rolls be ever in your favor. Take care.